money is behind all of this. Tucker Carlson will promote a guy he hates. Rupert Murdoch will put on TV a lunatic pillow salesman and let him talk about politics. It's all to get paid. I'm Tommy Vietor.
And I'm Brian Tyler Cohen.
And today, we're drafting the most shocking revelations from the Dominion lawsuit against Fox News. It's very hard to say, it turns out. Brian, have you heard about this case against Fox News?
I have.
It seems pretty bad for them at the moment.
Seems pretty bad. For the first time, I actually feel like there might be something against Fox News that they're not able to contend with, and we're seeing that, a little bit of that play out right now.
Yes. So the backstory for everybody at home, Dominion Voting Systems, it's a company that makes the voting machines, voting software.
They service about 25% of the voting machines as of the last election.
Yeah, you probably never heard of it before 2020. That was a good thing, because after the 2020 election, Trump stooges like Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, the MyPillow guy, Mike Lindell, they started saying that Dominion Voting was part of this broad conspiracy to steal votes from Trump and give them to Joe Biden. Now, as far as I can tell, this is false. Has that changed at all?
Nope, still hasn't changed.
Still hasn't changed. But Fox News, they started regurgitating this crap, and Dominion said, if you keep saying this stuff, we're going to sue you. We're going to sue you for defamation. Well, Fox fucked around, and now they're about to find out. Fox claims they were just reporting on allegations that Trump was making. The texts and emails that are coming out as a part of this court case show they knew the allegations were false, but did it anyway. And today, we are going to be drafting texts and emails from the Dominion lawsuit against Fox News. Call in the air?
Heads.
Heads it is. God, I think I've lost this every time.
Every time. So, for my first draft pick here, I'm going with the source of the Dominion hoax, which apparently, Tommy, is a ghost.
One of the major revelations that has come out of the billion-dollar defamation lawsuit between the Dominion Voting Systems and Fox News is that the basis for some of Trump lawyer Sidney Powell's election fraud claims was one email from a woman who believed she talked to, quote, the wind. On November 7th at 6 p.m., Sidney Powell forwarded this wind woman's email to Fox News host Maria Bartiromo. The very next day, Bartiromo had Sidney Powell on her show to talk about it.
This is the foundation upon which the whole
thing.
The entire thing was born. It is batshit crazy.
So the main lawyer for Trump pushing this garbage is Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell told Maria Bartiromo that her source was this random emailer, and then Maria booked Sidney Powell on the show anyway. So Fox hosts knew this whole thing was nonsense, and they just put it on TV.
Yeah, she's like, no credible sourcing whatsoever. How's Thursday at 4 for you?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
She's like, that satisfies all my qualifications. Come on.
This one's coming from my deep in my rage in my soul. It's pull the Arizona call from Bret Baier. Okay, here's Bret Baier, hard newsman at Fox News, saying they should pull the Arizona call for Joe Biden, even if it, quote, gives us major egg, and we put it back in his, meaning Trump's, column. So the hard news guy is advocating they pull a call from Joe Biden made by their experts because he's feeling political pressure.
The thing, too, is that Bret Baier was Fox's only veil of legitimacy.
Yep.
And now that that's lifted, Fox has no excuse to, pretend that Fox is anything other than a propaganda arm of the Republican Party. Okay, so for my next draft pick, I'm going with Tucker hates Trump passionately. Let's play the clip on this one.
We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. The conversation continues. Referring to Trump, Carlson says, I hate him passionately. I can't handle much more of this.
And there's one more point. That whole quote by Tucker Carlson actually goes on. And he said, we're all pretending that we've got a lot to show for it because admitting what a disaster it's been is too tough to digest. But come on, there really isn't an upside to Trump. And we got this rare nugget of honesty from Tucker Carlson. And it's ironic that when they're not on television, we get these morsels of truth suddenly. But on the night that we found out about these revelations from Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump had posted a post on the Truth Social. And he said, great job by Tucker Carlson tonight. The unselect committee of political hacks and thugs has been totally discredited, blah, blah, blah. He goes on to fawn all over Tucker Carlson. And so he clearly hadn't read the news about what Tucker had said to him. But the world, for the world's most fragile ego to then go on and actually compliment a guy who we now know was just shitting on him in private, I mean, he's just gonna love that.
Okay, I'm going to pick for my second selection, Biden ad leaks. We got a clip?
During Trump's campaign, Rupert Murdoch provided Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner with Fox confidential information about Biden's ads, along with debate strategy before it was public, effectively, I would assume, giving that campaign an edge over Biden's.
I mean, so on political campaigns, you can donate money, and then you can give something called an in-kind contribution. You could bring lunch for a bunch of people, right? You could donate a fax machine to an office. It's an in-kind contribution from Rupert Murdoch to the Trump campaign. Hey, Jared, here are the ads the Biden team is going to run. Have fun.
And so, like, from the outside, I don't think that regular, people, of which I include myself, can, like, grasp the extent to which that is, like, abnormal for a news network to get this kind of information before anybody else does. Can you kind of, like, explain that a little bit?
To me, it's really pretty shocking. If the Biden team was trying to run television ads on like local Fox affiliates and they got forwarded to Rupert Murdoch, who forwarded them along to the Trump team before they were even on air, that to me is like something I've never even heard of happening before.
Yeah.
Truly shocking.
Okay, so for my next one, I'm going to choose Sidney Powell is a complete nut.
Okay.
So we have some transcripts here. I'm going to read them. Sidney Powell is lying, by the way. I caught her. It's insane. Tucker Carlson wrote to Laura Ingraham on November 18th, 2020. Ingraham responded, Sidney is a complete nut. No one will work with her. Ditto with Rudy. To which Tucker Carlson replied, our viewers are good people and they believe it. This kind of is self-explanatory. I mean, first of all, I think the last part is the most damning, and they believe it because they admit that regardless of what they put out to their audience is going to believe it anyway. Even though they knew the truth about who Sidney Powell was, who Rudy Giuliani was, all of the conspiracies that they were spewing, the fact that they put it out knowing that their audience was just going to take it all in anyway and believe all of it anyway is just like the most damning part of all of this.
Most journalists view their job ultimately as seeking the truth and sharing it with the world. It's just clear that no one at Fox, at least Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham, care at all about those things. Okay, that's enraging. I'm going to go with a similar one, which is Hannity and Doocy mock quote news. Do you want to be Sean and I'll be Steve because I got the blonde?
That only makes sense. So I'll be Sean Hannity here. Tommy will be Steve Doocy.
Yes, please.
And here we go. Quote unquote, news destroyed us.
Every day.
You don't piss off the base. Every day.
They don't care.
Nope.
They are journalists!
I've warned them for years.
We might as well tell people to stop watching at 9 a.m. and turn the TV back on tonight at 9.
It's gonna be bad. Mark my words, they know there is nothing we can do to fix it.
Nope, too late. The only thing we can hope for is Trump to come on Fox and say it's his favorite channel. That's what happens in the dream sequence.
Good luck with that.
Like, I can dream. That is so weird. My last 3 lines were so weird. I didn't even feel comfortable saying them.
It's like a badly written play.
The
I mean,
whole thing.
we also performed it as a badly written play.
Yeah, we did. We were great.
But it's a very strange way to like text another person in private.
The key point here is, look, I mean, no one's calling Sean Hannity a real reporter. Steve Doocy is on Fox and Friends, which, I think the network considers that like an entertainment show, essentially, because they're so stupid. But everyone who watches Fox News thinks they're getting news to some extent. And they are mocking journalists as a whole. They're mocking sort of the concept of news. It sort of lays bare the whole problem here.
My choice now, let's go with Maria Bartiromo for Senate. Tommy, if you would.
Yes.
Join me for a dramatic reading.
Please.
I'll be Maria Bartiromo. You be Steve Bannon.
I've always wanted to be Steve Bannon.
I'm so depressed. I can't take this. Can you join me Thursday? Sorry about the delay.
Yes, we've got this.
I'm watching the world move forward, and it's so upsetting, Steve. I told my team we are not allowed to say president-elect at all. Not in scripts or in banners on air until this moves through the courts.
71 million voters will never accept Biden. This process is to destroy his presidency before it starts, if it even starts.
But I'm scared and sad.
You are our fighter. Enough with the sad. We need you.
Okay.
We want you to run against Schumer. This is your moment. What a hard pivot there.
He's like, don't worry, we got this. Trump is going to win. We also need you to run for the U.S. Senate in New York.
By the way, I do hope she runs against Chuck Schumer
Oh my God.
in New York. It would be wonderful to see her join Judge Jeanine as people crushed in New York Senate races.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Fox News muzzles hosts from discussing lawsuits. I think we got a clip here.
Some of you have been asking why I'm not covering the Dominion voting machines lawsuit against Fox involving the unproven claims of election fraud in 2020, and it's absolutely a fair question. I believe I should be covering it. It's a major media story, given my role here at Fox. But the company has decided that as part of the organization being sued, I can't talk about it or write about it, at least for now. I strongly disagree with that decision, but as an employee, I have to abide by it. And if that changes, I'll let you know.
The key takeaway here from Mr. Howie Kurtz, who's their sort of in-house media critic, is that he's full of shit. He could have reported on Fox reporting on election lies at any point over the last couple of years, and now he's pretending he's being muzzled by the lawsuit. I'm sure it makes good business sense to not report on an ongoing lawsuit, but it would have made even better business sense for Fox to stop reporting on these Dominion lies before they got the lawsuit in the first place.
Yeah. Audience doesn't want a peaceful transfer of power. I think we have a clip.
The real key to this whole story, to all of it, and again, we're just going through the hundreds of pages of documents right now in real time, I think is revealed by this exchange. It's Maria Bartiromo's producer, and it's a text exchange on November 29th. The producer writes to Bartiromo, quote, "To be honest, our audience doesn't want to hear about a peaceful transition." Aha.
And there you go. I mean, Fox isn't giving news to people. It's just handing them what they want so that they can continue keeping their viewers and continue making money. And so they have to just continue feeding them complete bullshit over and over and over again because they don't want to piss anybody off and lose market share. Because just like you said, I mean, it's not red or blue, it's just green. These people just do it for money.
Oh, you just figured out that your audience doesn't want a peaceful transition of power? How about when they were rampaging through the Capitol? I think we all kind of noticed it then. Look, all these revelations fall in the bucket of shocking to read it in black and white, but not surprising because, again, Fox News was funded by a conservative billionaire and helmed by Roger Ailes, who was a right-wing political consultant for people like Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush. And the mission has always been to create political weapons to help the Republican Party. Murdoch rejected conspiracy theories. One more clip.
When Dominion lawyers asked during his January deposition, have you ever believed Dominion was engaged in a massive and coordinated effort to steal the 2020 presidential election? Murdoch replied, no.
You guys get the point. The guy at the very top of the food chain, Rupert Murdoch, the one who signs the paychecks, knew they'd gone too far, knew they were reporting lies, did nothing to stop it.
The rot at Fox News just pervades the entire network top to bottom.
Yep. Okay. So you guys know how this works. We each get a chance, 45 seconds, to sum up why we had the better draft. Brian won the coin flip, so he goes first.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so we have everything here. We have, first of all, the revelation that Fox wasn't looking to give its audience any semblance of real news. They knew that their audience didn't want a peaceful transfer of power, which is basically a tacit acknowledgement of the fact that they wanted January 6th to happen. We have this attempt by Steve Bannon to coddle Maria Bartiromo by throwing her the most pathetic bone you could find and saying that we want you to run for the U.S. Senate. That obviously never panned out, but pathetic nonetheless. We have correspondence from Tucker, from Laura Ingraham, just basically talking shit on all these people in the Republican Party, like Donald Trump, like Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, Mike Lindell. We knew what these Fox hosts, based on these revelations here, what they really thought of these people, and that is damning unto itself. But I think at the top of the food chain here, the source of the Dominion hoax being a ghost, I mean, that is just the foundation on which all of this is built. It is the most batshit crazy, insane conspiracy theory that you could possibly find. There's a reason that they don't talk about it, and it's because it makes them look as crazy as they sound to the rest of us.
We got the total disrespect for the concept of news. Okay, we got straight newsman Bret Baier saying Fox should pull back their Arizona call because of political pressure. Then you have Sean Hannity and Steve Doocy mocking the concept of news or the concept of being a journalist. You got Fox News colluding with the Trump campaign when Rupert Murdoch sent Biden's ads over to Jared Kushner. You got Rupert, the very top, the tippy top again, not stopping the lies when he knew they were conspiracy theories. And then you have Fox muzzling their hosts once again from reporting on the controversy, but not from reporting on all the Dominion lies that got them into trouble in the first place. That's a hell of a draft. Listen, Fox is terrible.
Fox is terrible, and I think that's the most important thing here. So, with that said, if you've watched this and you have thoughts about whose list is better,
please
definitely let us know in the comments below.
Because we're reading them, and some of them hurt my feelings.
That's right.
We
want you to continue hurting Tommy's feelings.
Please hurt our feelings.
Yeah, continue hurting Tommy's feelings. That's right.
Hurt Dan's feelings if you want.
Channel Dan Pfeiffer here. Smash that subscribe button.
Smash it. Thank you.